there, my name is Tanya Harris and I'm from GoneHolistic.net. I'm a childhood environmental health educator and I'm also board certified in holistic nutrition. And for those of you that don't know me, I'm also a childhood leukemia survivor and now the mother of 3. And I'm also the mother of a child with multiple learning disabilities and ADHD, which all that has kind of gotten me to where I am today and why I do what I do. So I just wanted to talk to you today really quick about cell phone safety for kids. And there are definitely tips we can use too, but I think it's just so important for us to protect our kids and their brain health and just their health overall. So before you hit stop on this video thinking that I'm gonna tell you to toss all the cell phones and lose them, I'm not gonna do that. I love my cell phone. I love my kids having a cell phone, and although I did fight it for quite a while, they were a little bit older when they got their phones. I don't know what I would do without it. So honestly, I'm not going to tell you to lose the cell phones. I'm just going to teach you a more safe, responsible way to use them so that we can cut down on our child's radiation exposure. And anything I do, I want to teach parents how easy it is to take out some of these toxins in simple ways that aren't going to disrupt your family or your lifestyle. I want this to be an easy way of life because we've cut out a lot of the toxins and I found it to be pretty simple. So I want parents and families to know that there are easier ways to do this without being all or nothing or feeling like any of that deprivation that you can feel maybe from sometimes switching products or taking certain things out of your home. So today what I'm going to do is just teach you some simple tips on how to reduce that radiation. So one of the things I was really surprised to learn when I was doing some of the research for this was that the average age a child first receives a cell phone is age 6, which I think I was like 28, 29, somewhere in there. So kids are definitely getting their cell phones a lot earlier, and so they have a lot longer exposure time than we have. And the problem with that is we don't know what the long-term effects are going to be. So we need to reduce their exposure as quickly and as often as possible. So just like the toxins in our homes, radiation from the cell phones can affect our children differently than they do us also. Their brains are more absorbent than ours are. So it's very easy for that radiation to get absorbed into their brains. And the other thing is they have thinner skulls than we do, which also makes it easier for the radiation to get absorbed into the brain. So, and they've also found that children and teens are more at risk for salivary gland tumors and also brain cancer. So definitely something we need to do and look into for reducing their cell phone exposure. And the other thing is if you're pregnant, you're also going to want to follow these tips because a 2008 study found that mothers who use cell phones had children with more hyperactivity and behavior problems. And then those same children from that study also were found to have more behavior, emotional, and hyperactivity problems by the time they entered grade school. So, so this is a problem too, because remember that the child's first cell phone is given to them average age 6. So we can definitely see where the problems come in there. And then there's also the issue of sleep. So we know that a lack of sleep can cause problems, and I'm sure you've heard also that to stop using electronics in the 2 hours or the couple of hours before bedtime. And that's because our cell phones and our computers and tablets and even TVs can emit a blue light, which imitates daylight. So that throws off our circadian rhythms. So lack of sleep causes so many different issues. It can cause a suppressed immune system, and it can cause even weight gain, memory problems, and then over time it can cause other serious issues such as cardiovascular disease, diabetes, and even cancer. So we definitely want to do something about that. So I want to go ahead and I want to give you some tips. Sorry, I do have some notes here for my 5 top tips, but the first one is so this is for you as well as your children, but especially for your children. So don't carry your cell phone on you. I know a lot of girls stick them in their bras. Guys, you don't get a purse, so you carry them in your pockets or front shirt pocket, back pocket. If you have to do that and you have to carry it on you, put it on airplane mode so you can reduce that signal it's getting. So that will reduce your radiation exposure. The second thing you can do is to use your cell phone only or as much as possible when it has full bars. So usually it's in the upper left-hand side where you see either the circles or the bars to show what kind of signal it has. Make sure you're using your phone as often as possible when it has as many bars, if not all of them. Because if you see lower bars on there, that means that your cell phone is using a lot more radiation to try to receive a signal. So again, avoid using your phone as much as possible, and have your child avoid using their phone as much as possible if they aren't getting that full signal. Another thing you should do is have your child hold the phone away from them and speak on speaker as often as possible. There's a lot of radiation coming out of the phone when you have it up to your ear. So what I've read is a safe distance is 2 inches. So at least, on speaker, just hold it away from the side of your face as often as possible and speak on speaker as much as possible. All right, and the next one is, I know my kids do this too, and I do it sometimes also, is using your cell phone as an alarm clock. So, it's so convenient to just kind of look at your phone before bed, put it down on your nightstand and go to sleep because your alarm is set on it. But that's radiation to your head all night long. So make sure your child or teen or yourself have your phone on airplane mode when you do that. So then it's not receiving the signal and it's not emitting all that radiation and radiating your head. So make sure, and also sleep with it as far away from you as possible. Several feet away would be great. But if you do have it right by your head, airplane mode. And my last tip is actually something I was so excited to see on the iPhone, is a new app or a new software, I don't know what you call it, called Night Shift. And it's for iOS 9.3 or later. So if you have that on your phone or on certain tablets, on certain iPads, go into settings, and then I believe it's underneath general, it says settings and display. You'll go into there and you can set hours. So I have mine set from 8 p.m. to I think 8 a.m. where it's on night mode. So what it does is it takes that blue light and it turns it kind of an orangish red, so you're not getting that constant blue light flashing at you. And I think if you have another cell phone or if you have different types of computers, you can use something called Flux. I think it's f.lux, L-U-X, or Twilight app. Or another thing you can do, and we have these upstairs, is you can use these orange glasses. You can put these on and read with these. So this also helps to block that blue light. And you can see these are kind of orangish red too, which is kind of how the phone looks. I'm recording this video on my phone, or else I'd try to show you. But I will have this up on my website. So anyway, I hope you can really use these tips, especially for your children. We need to protect their health, especially their brain health, as much as possible. So if you'd like these tips, you can go to my website at www.goneholistic.net/safercellphone, and you can get these tips printed out so that you can either share them or just keep them on your computer. So thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next video.